Alright, so welcome back everybody. So for this video, I'm going to show you guys how to play Ravenous River from AEG Games. Now, in this game, Ravenous River, we are trying to get our secret animal across the river to the other side. That's kind of what we want to do, but we want to try to get victory points. But we'll get victory points in a variety of different ways. We'll get victory points even if our secret animal does not make it across the river. We could potentially get victory points. This is also an animal eat animal game, so if our secret animal ends up eating another animal on the boat or on the bank or at home, we could get victory points that way. And we'll get victory points for just simply surviving if we weren't eaten by another animal. Our secret animal will get victory points. My secret animal is the fox, for instance. So if my fox makes it across and survives, I could get a lot of victory points that way. So basically, you want to try to get victory points by surviving and eating other animals. That's basically the best way you're going to get victory points. The player who gets to 6 victory points first wins. So this game could take a couple of rounds before you finally reach 6 victory points. So let's talk about how the flow of the game is going to work. Well, first of all, everybody will get a secret animal. They won't know what player has what as far as secret animals are concerned. So I don't know what any of these animals are technically. We also get 2 action cards, which we may use for their potential actions. We also may use them another way, and I'll talk about that momentarily. First of all, there is a chain of predation. So let's talk about the chain of predation. So in the chain of predation, there's all these different animals. There's a lion, there's a bull, there's a horse, there's the greyhound, there's a fox, there's a cat, and then there's the mouse. And you'll notice the lion is at the bottom here as well. So basically, the lion will eat the bull, which makes somewhat of sense. Then the bull will eat the horse, which doesn't make sense. But this is supposed to be a ha-ha, funny, not really very overly thematic animal game. So, like I said, the bull will eat the horse. The horse will eat the greyhound. Once again, ha-ha. The fox will eat the dog. That could potentially be possible. So yeah, the dog will eat the fox. And then the fox will eat the cat. That's possible. The cat will eat the mouse. Yes, that's possible. And the mouse will eat the lion. Even more ha ha ha. Yes, very funny. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's just meant to be funny. It's not really. Most of these animals wouldn't prey upon each other. Most of these animals eat grass. So, especially those two. So, but, you know, it's supposed to be funny. These animals are hungry. Maybe they've been starving. There's no food to eat on this side of the bank. All the food is out there somewhere. And so they're starving. And so now they'll eat anything. So, you know. But anyways, that's how that's going to work. So basically, on your turn, you have several different actions you can choose from. You can first take one of these face down animals, flip them face up so only you see the animal, and then you can decide to either place it on the boat, place it on the bank, so you can place it on the bank or the boat, or you can simply put it back. But if you decide to put the animal back, obviously you're not going to reveal what the animal is, and in order to put the animal back into here, you have to discard one of these action cards. You only start with 2 of these in a 3 to 7 player game. You only start with 2 of these. So use these sparingly. Another thing you can do is once an animal is either on the boat or on the bank, you can choose to move an animal from the boat to the bank or an animal from the bank to the boat. You're never allowed to place an animal from the boat to the other boat. But you can move them from the boat to the bank and the bank to the boat. But in order to move an animal like that, you must also discard an action card to do it. So you're limited to the amount of times you'll be able to do that because you'll only have 2 action cards to do it. So that's something else. So you might choose to put the animal back, but you'll lose an action card to do it. You might choose to move an animal from the bank to the boat or from the boat to the bank, so you can try to avoid that animal from getting eaten, because maybe it's one of your secret animals you don't want to get eaten. So you also have to maintain that secretiveness. You don't want people to know what animal you have, because once they know, then they're going to purposely put an animal on the boat that will eat your animal, or back on the bank to eat your animal. So you want to make sure you keep that secret. But then you can also use these action cards to do a variety of different things. So if you decide not to discard these action cards to move animals around or put animals back, you can use them for their various actions. Like the hidden trail here allows you to look at 2 animal cards in the animal row. So here's the animal row. It allows you to look at 2 of them. You can choose one of the animals to place face up on the bank or in a boat. So basically it's giving you the option to look at 2, and you get to choose one of the 2 to put on the bank or the boat. So it doubles your chances to get the animal that you want either on the bank or the boat, potentially, instead of randomly drawing one, and who knows when that animal, your secret animal, will get drawn. It might be you, it might be your opponents, and they might just simply be moving it somewhere, not knowing that you have that secret animal, helping you out in the process, not knowing that. So there's a little strategy here, a little hidden strategy for sure. Then there's other action cards, like, so you can remove all the animals on one boat and place them back in the animal row face up. So that's interesting. You can basically capsize the boat. The animals are now face up. They come back here to the animal row. They're not on the boat, basically. So if you didn't like how things were, maybe one of the boats, all boats are almost completely full, and you have this action card you want to utilize, and so that way you can try to get your animal to the boat. That might be a strategy, a hidden strategy to work with. Capsize, that might work out for you, maybe. That's a possibility. Now, the way the game is going to end is, the way the round is going to end is when a player no longer has any action cards, and both boats are full, because each boat can only have 2 animals on it. So if both boats have 2 animals each, hence 4 animals on 2 boats, then, and you no longer have any action cards to use, then what's going to happen is you have these little vote tokens, and you can either choose to continue, or you can choose to end the round then and there. Now everyone is going to secretly cover what they want to do, and for instance, whoever wins. I mean, the vote, if the vote ends to end the round then you'll go straight to scoring if end of round is chosen. If it's to continue, then the game will continue, and maybe some other players have some action cards they want to utilize, so maybe they'll want to continue. Maybe they'll be able to move off one of the animals from the boat, and another player might be able to move an animal onto the boat. Who knows? There might be some things going on. There might be some action cards that let them do a variety of different things, so they might choose to continue. But the way eventually the round will end, because eventually there won't be any action cards, meaning players won't have any action cards left, and eventually there will be 4 animals regardless on the boats. So once no one has any actions left anyways, then the game is over regardless. But this whole voting system is to try to end it a little earlier, to try to prevent maybe a potential player who's still got all his action cards from using them. Because maybe everybody likes where the animals are, except for that one person who still has 2 action cards, and they're afraid of what that person might do. And so they're like, oh, let's all end the round now. And if it's a majority vote, boom, he doesn't get to, obviously, play his 2 action cards and change the whole status quo of how things are going to work. So that's basically what that means, could potentially happen. But yes, that's why these voting tokens are here. Now, if there's ever a tie, so let's say you're playing a 4-player game, and 2 people choose to end the round, and 2 people choose to continue, then if it's a tie, the continue will always continue. So that's how you break a tie. When a tie is formed, then end of round is never chosen. It's continue. That continues on. So that's something to note if you ever have a tie. If you were playing a 4-player game or a 6-player game, you get a tie. That's quite possible, obviously. And then of course, once everything was decided, you would start scoring points. So let's kind of do a demonstration here of how that would go. So let's say So I have the fox, right? I want to get the fox, obviously, to a potential location of safety. So let's just pick an animal here. And it's the horse. Okay, so the horse eats the greyhound. So you know what? I'm going to move the horse here because I'm not worried about the horse eating the fox. Then player 2 will go. Maybe they think that I have the horse too, so that's another reason. Me putting the horse there might throw them off. They might be thinking, oh, I bet you he has the horse. That's why he put it there. But maybe I don't. The cat here, well, the cat, they're not worried about the horse eating the cat, player 2. So player 2 would probably put the cat on the boat, thinking the horse is never going to eat the cat. Okay, and then player 3 would choose a card. Now, of course, I don't know what animals they have, just for a point of reference. But of course I wouldn't know what they have. Ooh, the lion. Okay, so the lion eats the bull. It gets eaten by the mouse. So far, none of those animals have shown up. You know what? We're going to play it safe and put the lion on the bank for now. Okay, and then I would go. And remember, I still have 2 action cards. So what can I do with my action cards? I've got Capsize and I've got Hidden Trail. I'm going to look at Hidden Trail now. I'm going to activate that action card and secretly look at 2 animals and place one of them somewhere. Okay, well, it's not, none of them are the fox, unfortunately, for me. None of them are the fox. So, let's see. And I don't obviously show these animals to I wouldn't show these animals to my opponents. Okay, I'm worried about this animal eating the fox. So, I'm going to put it back and put the bull on the bank. So now the lion's going to eat the bull. So now whoever has the bull or the lion is probably thinking, oh, we need to get this animal out of here. But I don't know what they have, obviously. But let's just see. Okay, he's got the greyhound. Player 3 has the mouse. So they don't care what these animals do. Well, not too much. The lion could potentially be useful for the mouse player. Okay, so then player 2 would go. They would pick an animal card. It's the mouse. And the mouse eats the lion. So you know what? They're going to put the mouse there to eat the lion. Because, you know, they have the mouse. Oh, no. That's player 3 that has the mouse. Sorry. But they put it there thinking, you know, they'll eat the lion. It doesn't affect them much. They don't know what player has what. You know, this player has the greyhound. He's wanting to get the greyhound to the boat. So that's why he put the mouse there. Now player 3 will choose a card. Ooh, and it's the fox. Okay, well... he's already got his mouse there. He doesn't want, obviously, you know, anything to happen to it too much. So he'll put the fox on the boat for now. Okay, and then I'll go, and I only have 1 card left now. 1 action card left. So I know what this is. It's the greyhound. I don't want that greyhound there, so I'm going to use my last action card to discard it to move the mouse to the boat. And then that would cause this thing to happen, where we do the whole end of round thing. But let's just say that was the point. We got 2 people who wanted to end the round right then and there. So then that's all that happens, you know. That's end of the round. So then let's go ahead and do scoring now. So let's score the bank first. So here's the bank. The lion eats the bull. So the bull is now gone. It didn't survive. And the lion gets a victory point. So this is when we would all reveal our cards. Right before scoring happens, we would all reveal what we have. And if a player had the lion, they would get to put a victory point token on their card, on their secret animal card. But no one had the lion, so nothing happens there. Then we'll score the boats individually. So now the boats also get scored. So these animals could potentially get eaten while they're on the boat. So obviously the fox eats the cat and gets eaten by the horse. So it's safe. And the mouse obviously only gets eaten by the cat. So it's currently safe. So nothing happens on the first boat. On this boat, once again, there's no predator or prey here either. The horse does not eat the cat. The cat does not get eaten by the horse. So they all move safely to home. But it's not over yet, because now these animals will get eaten in the chain of predation. So the horse eats the hound, so it doesn't eat anything. The fox eats the cat, and the cat eats the mouse. So the way this is going to work, so let's bring these animals a little closer so you can see it a little bit better. So the way it works in Chain of Predation, since we have 3 animals that basically get eaten here, or are predator, what's interesting is the cat will first eat the mouse. So let's do it like this. So mouse here, fox there, cat there, okay? So the mouse is gone because it got eaten by the cat. So then the cat scores a victory point, okay? But it's not over yet because the Chain of Predation is still happening. So even if a player had the cat right now, they would not score a point because the Chain of Predation is not done yet. So now the fox eats the cat. It gets the point that was in the belly of the cat. Plus, it gets a point for eating the cat. So now it's got 2 points instead of 1. And now these are the animals that have survived. The horse, the fox, the lion, and that's it. So now these are the only animals that would score points. So if an animal survives and is only on the bank, it gets a point. So right now the lion is the only animal on the bank, so it would score a point. Okay? If the animal made it to home, it will score 2 points. So now that horse gets 2 points, and now the fox gets 2 points. So right now, if we were only playing 1 round, I'd currently be the winner because I'd have 4 victory points at the end of the game. So all of these would be mine. But obviously this game is played until a player has 6 victory points. So then another round would happen. We would play again until someone scored 6 victory points. So the game isn't over yet. But I get to hold on to these victory points and move them on to the next round, because who knows what my secret animal next time would be. It might not even be the fox, right? So it could potentially be 6 potential other animals. But basically, that's basically how you play the game in a 3-player mode. Now, in the next video, I'm going to play the game in a 2-player mode, because it's a little different in a 2-player mode. So we'll show you guys how to play 2-player in a separate video, and we'll do a little gameplay in the second video. Okay?